everyone. Happy Friday or Thursday. I lost my days.
It's been that kind of week, eh?
It has. I have been tripping over rabbit holes and falling down to nowhere land all week long. I'm amazed I made it here, honestly. It took me a while to dig my way back up. How's your week been, bud?
Oh, it's been all right. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's see what we got joining us tonight. So Abdul, look at that. First here. Good job, buddy. Proud of you. Rooster, my man. Good to see you, brother.
What's up?
So, yeah, man, crypto world is going insane. I mean, the markets are running red with blood. We've got Hong Kong doing crazy stuff over there, and rabbit holes keep opening under my feet. What the hell is going on, brother?
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting week. But I did say that I was eyeballing the 58K region. You know, so it wasn't unexpected.
No, not at all. We talked about this, 4 months ago? 3 months ago?
We've talked about it off and on. Yeah, as Bitcoin has been chilling up here, just kind of, trending sideways and ranging in this area. It needed a decent pullback. It had a very significant run up something like 276% from the low. It was time for a decent pullback, and realistically we're really only staring down approximately a 12% pullback, give or take, right now. So it's like, is it that much of a concern?
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And to some people it is. And it's like we keep telling you guys, one of the rules of solvency is how does it go? So keep buying even when the street's running red with blood, even if that blood is your own.
Yeah, rule number 12, buy when the streets run red with blood, or run red, even if the blood is your own.
Right. And, this is that opportunity because, we look back a few months ago and everything was down. It's like, oh, should we buy? Should we start collecting? It's like, come on, start DCing, get into it. And then everything went through the roof. And then what happened a couple weeks later? You're like, oh my God, I should have gotten more. I wish it was cheaper. Now it's cheaper. So let me ask you, are you buying more? Are you building your bags up? How are you taking advantage of this pullback?
Yep. That's why we do our weekly DCA. We spread it out. And you mentioned earlier something about Hong Kong. Want to elaborate?
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of you guys might know me as a miner. Back in 2021, Hong Kong had a huge ban, even to the point they were had all the miners out there, and they were. Wow.
Oh, miners. Not
Okay, it's gonna be one of those nights. I said this. Yes, crypto miners. And so Hong Kong had a huge ban in 2021 where they actually showed pictures of steamrollers running over ASIC miners. I mean, they were major against it. It was crazy. Yeah, dude, I cried. I saw those machines. I'm like, that's like 20 grand per machine. Oh my God. Yeah, it was gut wrenching. Do I?
Be like, just send them to me.
Yeah, I'll take the two up front. Just two. Run over the other 5,000. But now all of a sudden, they just approved Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in Hong Kong. What is going on there? Of course, crypto is still banned there. The regular person still can't invest in crypto, but now the ETFs are approved for Hong Kong. Man, how does that work, and what's that going to do to us?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are pretty excited about that, right? Because that came as good news, essentially, right after the markets got hammered with the FOMC results, and inflation results, and that drove the markets down. So people were happy to see that, right? A lot of people got very excited. Serenity's over there crying tears of joy about it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so sad. Oh, man, I guess I'm mine. Sorry.
But it's important to realize that while that is the case, and analysts were expecting as much as 25 billion in fresh demand, you got to reel those expectations back in. It's very unlikely that mainland Chinese investors are going to get the green light to be able to buy these Hong Kong listed spot Bitcoin and ETFs. So, and that's not really a surprise, right? When you consider China's stance on crypto and how restrictive they are with it. So if they're not able to, as the masses, be buying in, should you really be targeting at 25 billion? A more realistic analyst expectation is approximately 1 billion in total inflows over the first 2 years, right? So it's not quite as earth-shattering or as exciting as a lot of the market may be trying to make it out to be at the moment. Yes, it is positive news. Yes, it is good forward movement overall for adoption, but it's not like this big, green check mark or anything like that that's swaying mainland China's opinion on it.
Okay, so this isn't going to change the China everyday people per se, and all the hype and hoopla. It's like, oh my God, we're going to the moon. It's amazing. Not going to happen right away. You shouldn't start selling your house to put into crypto.
Well, you should never do that anyways, but don't go 50x longing right now, cross margin, hoping that this is going to cause some big pump, because that's not going to be the case here. Any kind of pump that you might see as a result of the news, expect it to be tempered and to pull back, because it's one of those cases where buying the rumor and selling the news, right?
Exactly. And we've talked about that time and time again. And it's one of those, I read about that and I'm like, that's really interesting. I didn't know they were trying to get approval on that. Next thing I was like, oh, they're approved. Congratulations. Like, wait, but your people in your own country can't buy crypto. How does that even work, man? That's crazy.
It's like when DeFi projects throw up an ad in Times Square, right, on a billboard, when pretty much every crypto exchange won't touch New York residents. And so, like, what good does that do them?
Yeah, it's like, that seems kind of counterproductive. I know there's a lot of people there, but you know what? The exchanges won't let them do it. So why are you advertising there? You go somewhere where crypto likes them. Makes a lot more sense. And yeah, it gets crazy. And the mindset is very wild out there. And hey, Ashley, how you doing, dear? Good to have you with us. And, I've been falling down these rabbit holes like I told you about. In fact, if you're one of the VIP family members or just family member, I even posted directions on how to fall down a rabbit hole with me. Start mining one of these new cryptocurrencies. It sounded like it was going to be great. I want to be first one in, give it a try. And a couple days later, they were like, hey, we're going to 4x difficulty. Okay, I can see that. Then the very next day, we're going to put up for a vote. We're going to do a 32x the difficulty. Like, whoa, wait a minute. That's just crazy. And I think what really bothered me is reading through the white paper, it talks about, you should be able to mine this on your cell phone or any normal computer. And the rules changed constantly, and it gets really wild out there. And so one thing I want to talk to you guys about is there are a few things that we're going to start seeing, and I'm starting to see them pop up already. And that is miners, as in computer miners, not miners.
Not miners.
Exactly, yes. But then that leads to the difference between a miner, a light node, and a master node. And a lot of you may not know what those are. They're the very technical foundation of blockchain technology all the way around. And it can get very confusing sometimes. So I want to cover this real quick for synopsis, because we've seen these node projects pop up, and they're an evolving spiral of death. They really are. We've seen it time and time again, and that's how they play, unless there's a use case or a practical application of revenue outside of the sealed ecosystem. Okay, so first thing we have to understand is a miner, whether that be a graphics card, an ASIC miner, CPU, whether it's a helium miner, whatever it is. Typically, a miner on the blockchain does the work. It's the heavy lifters. Its job is to solve the equations and hash out the next block. Okay, really simple. It does the work, does the math, says, okay, I've solved it. Here you go. Here's your block. They get rewarded for doing that work. Pretty simple, straight up. Okay, the next level above that is a light node. Now, not all projects are set up with miners, light nodes, and master nodes. Some just have miners and nodes. Some just have nodes. It gets really crazy depending on the project you're in. But a light node is kind of a mediator. They don't solve the hashes, but they do assist in verifying some parts of it. Now, a light node only has to have a part of the blockchain. Okay, master node has to have the whole blockchain, end to end. But a light one only needs a part of it, and their job is kind of a mediator. So they'll interact between the miners and the master nodes extracting data quickly, if they're parsing information, things like that. That's typically where your light nodes fall into play. Okay, they make a little more than a miner does because they're usually more technical. They require a small server, something along those lines. Even a good solid home computer can often get away being a light node. Okay, so then you've got the master node. Now that's the top dog. That's like the CEO or the board of directors of a company. Their job is to monitor the entire blockchain end to end, which means they need essentially a server. They've got to have all the data that's ever gone through that blockchain. They're going to be the official validators. And oftentimes, wow, I just hit a brick wall. The word governance. Thank you. That's what. Oftentimes, your master nodes are your primary voters in the governance that comes out. Now, getting into a master node can be quite costly. One I'm looking at right now is about $3,000. But to mine the tokens to get that node would take me about 2.5 years. So is it really cost effective? But here's the hazard of all of those when you start putting it together. Most projects that utilize miners, light nodes, and master nodes are a sealed ecosystem. What does that mean exactly? It means that basically the miners do the work and they go to the light nodes, master nodes, and they produce the coins, and the coins go through and they cycle and they cycle and they cycle, but there's no real new money coming in, and there's no real revenue streams outside of this sealed ecosystem. So essentially the money just spins around in circles. Goes from Bob to Tom to Bill to back. Moderators take out their little bits, like these people take out theirs. Long story short, they spiral themselves to death. Unless there's this practical application. Yeah, exactly. I see the cartoon where you see the bumblebee. But at the beginning, they're great. And, we saw those a couple years back with Block and a few other of those node projects. Man, if you got in early, you made some great earns. The problem is people didn't take their profits off the table and get out of the ecosystem. So if you get into one of those, make sure the first thing you always do is ROI. Get your money out of that ecosystem, back into your pocket. Make sure you're at least at an even keel. Then whatever you want to do, that's fine. You've got your money back. You took your profits. You did good strategic investing. Do not keep doubling down on it because eventually it's going to spiral into a big smoking hole in the earth. You do not want to be on the plane when that happens.
Nope. Anytime it's like a closed ecosystem, it's a negative sum game at the end of it, right? Anytime you're taking profit, it's coming from other people in the ecosystem. Anytime somebody else is taking profit, it's coming from other people and you in the ecosystem. And a lot of people don't truly understand the nature of how DeFi is PvP, player versus player. It's not player versus environment. There was a couple of launches recently. One of them, I know the people who were doing it. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure, fine. I'll toss in 0.45 SOL, right? And I wound up as one of the first buys. And so my 0.45 SOL became worth like 4.8 SOL at the peak, I think. I sold a quarter of it. I took out 1.2 SOL because that got me back my initial and nearly twice that initial in profit. Now the rest, I can just let it sit there. I can gamble with it if I want, because even if it crashes 100% of what it is right now, I've already secured my initial and nearly a 2x of my profit, right? So anything beyond that, even if it comes all the way down to only be worth, the 3.6 SOL it's worth right now, it becomes down to worth like 0.8 SOL. Okay, well then that's an additional 0.8 SOL made as profit, right? And it lets you definitely relax a little bit and still grow your portfolio, right? You're getting your initials back and you're getting profits back. What you do with the rest of it, if it continues shooting up, take a little bit more. If it shoots up more, take a little bit more. Like, that's the process we follow.
Exactly. And no, I think that's great. And the biggest thing there is getting in early. As we say time and time again, it's like these ETFs, we buy the rumor and sell the news. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, nose itch. And so it's one of those, if you're not in early and you're hearing about it from Bob and Tom, who told Mary, who told Sue, who finally got to you, man, turn and run. get out of it. By then, it's too late.
Yeah, usually.
Exactly. So, hey, I Hope Giver from Oklahoma. Yes, she's down there visiting, and so we're keeping track of her dog here. And Snoopy's still safe. Good to know. So yeah, it's really interesting. Now, Cyril, we've been playing with some other projects on things like that nature. Meme coins, of course, are big right now, and a lot of people are diving into different platforms, different projects. And I got to tell you, that is straight up gambling. There's nothing good about it. I'm curious, how have you been doing on that, Cyril?
You win some, you lose some, right? It's a matter of following your strategic principle with it, right? Sure, I've chucked, $100 into something that went poof before I even had a chance to think twice, right? I've, put $100 into something and have it become worth $2,000. It's all a matter of you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, and you need to be strategic with it. If you're winning one, you need to be strategically taking those profits. Otherwise, the one that you do win, you're going to hold too long. It will come back down, and then it won't offset the losses from the ones that you lose. If you're not strategically taking those profits and pulling it off the table as it goes up, just like we follow here in R2R, you won't wind up being profitable. A lot of people, they tend to put too much into their gambles of their portfolio percentage. If you've got $100 to play with, then you should only be putting like $5 or $10 into your punt plays, right? If you've got 1,000, then you should only be putting like maybe $50 in. 50 to 60, maybe 80 if you feel good about it, whatever. But if you're putting too much in, then how are your winners supposed to offset your losses and still give you profit, right? Because just like it's kind of like going to the casino. Yes, there's a house edge. So in order for you to be strategic with it, if you start winning, I think we lost Serenity. But if you start, he's back. If you start winning, you need to be, setting those winnings aside. I'm no longer playing with those winnings, right? Otherwise, the house will bleed you dry. Their whole job is to keep you there, just like these circular ecosystems' job is to keep you there, because they know that over time, they'll nickel and dime you, and they'll get your money anyway.
Exactly. And, that's one thing that we often forget. Going through the bear market, we forget that all these crazy gambling things occur. Now, that is what DeFi is. Truth is, 99% of all DeFi projects are going to crash and burn. Straight up, it's going to happen. The best you can hope for is to get in early, grab some profits, and get out. And hopefully, you're not the one that people are taking their profits from, because it's player versus player, just like Cyril said. It's just straight up slugfest. Throw money in the middle, and everybody stands armed, like, okay, who's going to grab it first? And it's a shootout.
So it absolutely is. And that's why a lot of people wind up getting married to bags that they keep DCAing into over a period of a year or two, and watching as it just keeps dropping in value. How many times can something go down 99%? This is DeFi, as many times as it wants to, right? So you can't treat this like a stock investment or buying Bitcoin. And that's what a lot of people do when they're in DeFi, is they treat it like they're DCAing into Bitcoin. Just because Bitcoin has runs every so often doesn't mean that your DeFi project is going to run again. It doesn't. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. It's most likely not going to. But you're still DCAing in, and guess what? The project leads are still getting paid because you're still DCAing in. And so they're going to keep it going because you're paying them their salaries. So if you find that you're holding your bag too long, right? And you're tempted to be DCAing in because you want to pretend it's Bitcoin and something that actually has value, you got to stop that. Okay. It's part of the problem. It's part of what enables these people to keep doing that, right? Because you guys keep putting money into it. You need to be okay with cutting a losing trade, right? It's okay to lock in a loss because you got to think of opportunity cost. How much would the money that your shit coins used to be worth, right? Even when they were down, how much would it have been if you had sold it during the bear market? Sure, it might have been $20. Well, guess what? If you put it in Bitcoin, it would be up 200% now. So now it would be, $40. $100 there. Now it'd be $200. You got to think about opportunity costs that you're missing out on as well. Instead of taking that money and DCAing again into this DeFi project that's on this downward spiral, put it into something more sustainable like Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Holding a DeFi project for more than a couple months.
I definitely agree. And yeah, it's one of those, like I said, the rabbit holes are opening up. I'm walking along and all of a sudden, hey, look, a big hole. Let's go see what's down it. And oftentimes you have to dig pretty deep to find out the details. But once you do, little advice, take a step back. Once you've done all your research, before you jump in, give yourself a day, maybe two. If it's something that really requires a financial investment, just pause, put it on the back burner. And you know what? If it explodes or something while you're waiting, that's okay. There's more opportunities. That is one of the worst things that people do is they're like, oh my God, I must have this right now. I almost fell into that trap a couple days ago. I really did. I was like this far away. And luckily things didn't play out accordingly. So therefore it's like, okay, the universe is telling me to stop. And sure enough, I'm glad I did, because now it's like, oh, never mind. That's not nearly as profitable as I thought it was going to be.
Yep. So, again, you don't always have to be in the market. Right. The market's always going to give you an opportunity at some point. You just have to have the patience and the discipline to wait for it and then take it when it's there.
Exactly. And right now it's tough because, we've all been waiting through this cold crypto winter. It's over. It's springtime's here. We all want to go out and play. We have spring fever. This is not the time to start playing. If you want to do that, go out and float the river. Go play in a field, play baseball, something. Don't go play in the crypto space without doing your strategic investing and being smart about it. So just be safe out there, guys.
Yep. And speaking of safety.
Yes.
How many of you have ever actually imported your main wallet into another one? Have you recovered it? Have you written down your seed phrase and then imported it into something else? Have you tested it? Is your MetaMask just on your phone? Is it just on your laptop? What happens if you lose that? Did you write your seed phrase down on paper? What if there's a fire? Do you have a plan? Are you actually prepared to have your holdings become worth something significant? Are you?
That's a good question.
There's something that I recommend. You get a stainless steel bolt.
Okay.
Right? A bunch of washers and a stamp set, metal stamp set from your local craft store. And you stamp each of those words of your seed phrase after you've successfully imported it, right? And you've successfully recovered it. You know that that's good, that works, right? Stamp them into this, each word on each letter, each word on each washer, and you can put a number on the back of the washer so you remember which order they go in, right? That's very important. You wouldn't want to accidentally drop these and be like, which order did they go in?
Right. That would suck.
Because that's a lot of combinations. Holy crap. It would take you forever in a day to ever recover your wallet.
Right. Exactly.
So definitely number the back sides, but that makes it fireproof, which is what you're going to want to make sure, because if you just have it written down on paper, is that safe? You have your hardware wallet. It has its own seed phrase. Like, that's what your hard wallet is. It's just something that creates its own seed phrase and then signs that pass key to access that on the blockchain, right? And then you're sending crypto to that private key, to that ownership wallet. It doesn't sit on your ledger. It doesn't sit on your SafePal. What if that got destroyed? Would you be able to recover that? Have you tried? If you haven't, is your stuff actually secure? Do you know? Are you prepared?
Those are great points. And yeah, a lot of people think that, hey, I made a MetaMask wallet, so that means that wallet has my money in it. No, it doesn't. The blockchain has your money in it. So even if your computer fries or your phone or your ledger or whatever, as long as you got those seed phrases, you got those words, you can recover it. But if you don't have those, you are toast. It's all gone.
I know people who have their seed phrase memorized specifically so that they don't need to have it written down. They have access to it. You know, I would still recommend, if you decide to go the memorization route, that you use the stainless steel washer trick, because what if you have a head injury? What if you get in an accident? How's your family supposed to recover it? Do you actually have a plan in place with your family in case something happens to you so that they could access your wallet? Would they know how to sell it? Would they know how to convert it to fiat?
Exactly. And these are all solid things that most people don't think about. They think, oh, we're just gambling. It's just a game. It's just fun. Make no mistake, everybody. We are here to make life-changing income. Now, it may not seem like a lot, $20 a week. Then how could that possibly change our life? Well, that's what we're here to prove, that it can. But here's the problem, is if you don't take these safety precautions now, once it is life-changing income, you may not be able to access it. Like, oh, I don't remember. I had a wallet I lost. I think I had some of those that did 1,000x or something stupid. It's like, oh, I should cash those in. Oh, wait, I can't because I don't have my wallet or seed phrase. So please be safe.
Like the man who took out loans of millions of dollars to hire and search through an entire trash station looking for his old hard drive because he had no other way to access it, and he had several, like, I think it was like 10,000, 20,000 something Bitcoin on there.
Oh yeah,
that you find.
Yep.
Do you want that to be you? Like,
no.
and people don't think about it. They don't, because it's right there. It's on my MetaMask. It's on my phone. Like, I'm doing these things. What if something happens, right? How would you recover it? How would you get that back? Would you be sitting there pulling up a blockchain address of your old wallet, staring at it, being like, "Damn, I wish I could access it," or would you be able to recover it?
Exactly. And yeah, I've read several articles on the guy searching that the trash dump for his hard drive, and and he spent millions, but apparently he's got billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and it's just insane. I mean, I know he's talking to AI robots at one time to go out and search for him or something. It was crazy.
He did wind up finally stopping the search, by the way.
Did he really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the payments on the debts became too much. Nobody was willing to loan out more money when the markets were coming back down this last bear market. They were like, well, you already have so much in obligations. It's not really worth the, billion something dollars that, it was now. So,
right.
And so he had to call off the search. And now just think about it. He's got all these loans he's got to pay back now that he can't. I'm sure a lot of it was structured as like investment, and he would owe them a cut. So hopefully he was smart and did it that way.
I hope so.
I could just see him out there in this trash heap, him and a bunch of other people wiggling through all the trash, kind of like the worms we're about to see wiggling for their win here, because
we are. It is. And by the way, speaking of seed phrases, I want to let everybody know, just a quick reminder out there there is a crypto wallet that is holding an investment already there. And as you guys know, I've been releasing one word out of the seed phrase per week. So 2 words are already out there. Now, how do you find them? Well, they could be on a YouTube video. They could be in Down Home Crypto Discord. They could be on my Twitter page. They will always be associated with something that I personally post or share, something I'm in control of. I will never have somebody else do it. But they will all be in puzzle format. Simple trick is you solve the puzzle, you get the seed phrases, and you get the crypto. And the wallet, everything is yours. You take full control of it. So I can tell you we've got one word coming out this week, and I've already got an idea how I'm going to share that. So you might want to make sure to watch all the videos and read all the postings and stuff that I share, because it could be anywhere. Ooh. Okay, so let's find out who voted this week and what you guys voted for after we wiggle to win. Did that make sense?
You got like way ahead of yourself there.
I did.
At like the end of the show.
Yes.
But,
well, first of all,
let's see who cast their votes on what you would buy for
that
this
sounds better.
Win. But I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself, because when you do your screen share, I echo, and once you're done your screen share, I will unmute myself. So I will just pretend I'm a mime. Something my wife wishes I would pretend more often.
Oh, bet. Okay, so everybody out there. So, wow, I just got totally sidetracked. Let me get this screen share up and running, first of all, so then I can focus. Okay, so as you guys know, if you cast your vote in the Down Home Crypto Discord, and then you are always entitled to jump in here during the live stream and have a chance to wiggle for the win. Now, if you haven't signed up for the Discord, it's totally free. You can jump and cast your vote. The only thing I ask is, if you do cast a vote on something that maybe isn't already on the polls, go down to the discuss the vote. There you go. Discuss the vote channel. Share some information, share some links, your opinions, your thoughts. You know Bob, who knows Tom, who says it's a great project. Whatever you got, let us know in there, because I saw a couple new ones pop up, but there's nothing to discuss the vote, so I can't even go research some of these new votes. But I want to say thank you to the 27 voters we have this week who cast their votes, and I'm going to grab those right now. Now, also, as you guys know, out of those 27 voters, if this guy right here, Serenity plus 10, happens to win, we add $10 to the pot and we go again until one of you guys won. Now, that's only happened once so far. Hopefully, it'll happen again tonight. Oh, you're pretty good at the mime stuff, though. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to thank you to everybody who's casting your vote. Now, the voting poll opens Thursday morning, and it runs until Wednesday at midnight. That way I can tally up the votes, get them all set, and then your names come straight over to this list. So, I want to thank everybody for casting your vote. Let's find out who's going to win tonight. Right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, that was gruesome. Oh, only 2. Man, a lot of them dodged this time. Okay, you guys are getting better at this game. See Cheetos. See Lady Z. See Micro. J Steen, I see you in there, buddy. Thomas R is still in. Ooh. Okay, I don't know who went. Ooh, that was gruesome. Frozen is spinning around circles. BTK died. Oh no, sorry BTK. Oh, Micro's about to blow. He's flashing. Oh, big saw blade. Ooh, he took like 4 of them with him. That was like kamikaze there. Uh-oh, money booster's flashing. So Shaka baby. Oh, Funny Toro just dodged it. Funny Toro and Cheetos, neck and neck. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh, there's a big saw blade. I can't watch. I can't. Oh, Cheetos, my man. Well done, sir. You're good, Cyril.
Man, Cheetos like moonwalked back away from the danger there, just long enough for the danger to stop and take out Funny Toro, and then he got like hit by 3 things right after one another at the end there.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah. Well done, Cheetos. Congrats, buddy. Now, as you guys know, the winner, you have just shoot me a DM in Discord, send me your wallet address. That way I can verify it to you, and I'll get that sent over to you. And usually I have Wild Angels send that by the end of the weekend. So you get it fairly quick, but it's not going to be like immediate. So harping me doesn't help. Just to give you a heads up.
Congrats, Cheetos.
Yes.
Cheetos, if you don't know him, guys, he's fantastic. at like managing and setting up discords. And I don't know if you guys know this, but he has recently volunteered to help out, I believe, over at the Down Home Crypto Discord.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. He was noticed a couple things we could change and improve. And I'm like, brother, I would love the assistance. And this is all community driven. It's all about you guys and trying to build a better community. So gave him admin rights. So he now has, up there with godly status, and he's going to bring us some new fancy toys in the Discord. So if you haven't already, make sure to sign up, hop over, and give Cheetos and Smiley Girl as well, who runs as one of our moderators. We got some great people over there, and we're willing to answer any questions you have, help any way we can. So hop in the Discord, say hello, and congratulate Cheetos for his promotion to super godly status, I guess it is. I don't know what it is.
the ultimate Cheeto.
Yeah, I like it. And even Rooster.
Really cheesy.
They are. Rooster says, yay, Cheetos! Rooster, man, you were neck and neck. You guys were right there. Who's going to be? This is going to be.
Close. It's close.
So, unfortunately, I wish our portfolio was running neck and neck. However, I'm guessing with as much red that's running in the streets over the last week, our portfolio probably took a little bit of abuse. So, give us the bad news, buddy. How bad is it?
Yeah, it did take a bit of abuse. But that was kind of expected. So we started the week with $1,514.22. We ended the week with $1,349.91. Our asset valuation came down $164.31 in total value for a drop of 12.17%. Our total portfolio value, however, still remains in the green, 16.62%.
Nice. And so, yeah, that looks pretty gruesome. I mean, it's like, wait, we put in 25, we went down $100+. But guys, remember, the entire portfolio that we've been building is still in the green. So we're still up, even though the streets are running red with blood, and some of that might be a little bit of our own, but we haven't lost anything. And we're still in a positive versus if we stuck in a pillowcase. So, all in all, still a winning game.
Absolutely. And that's, again, the nature of the markets, the nature of DCAing in, DCAing out. We have, we did roll some of our profits into ETH, like last week. It wasn't everything that I wanted to roll in. It was about half, right?
Okay.
And now that we are pretty significantly lower, but near what I would consider the floor region to be, provided that this support region holds. And it is a pretty strong support region, so fingers crossed. This would probably be a good time to put some more of our stable coins in as ETH.
Sounds like we need to put that into a vote. So, guys, let us know in the chat and let us know in the Discord if you think we need to take more, follow Cyril's advice, but more of our USDC into ETH or one of those. Cyril, what would you recommend? Just ETH, or is there anything else that we should be looking at?
For this, I think that there's two pretty decent options for capturing some value play here. When you look comparatively, ETH and Matic have both dropped, especially Matic, considerably more so than Bitcoin has percentage-wise. So one could theorize that when it goes to catch up, there would be a larger percentage value of increase. So if we were to do it, maybe we should split it a little bit, put some into ETH, some into Matic. Be a little creative. Why don't in the Discord, in the discuss the vote, go ahead and put your recommendations in, and I'll find a decent weighted average of the recommendations and go with that.
Love it. Okay, so as you guys know, the portfolio is all about your creations, your desires, what you believe we should invest in, what we shouldn't. So we always go with your advice. So definitely go in there and pass, and let us know what you think we should do. Should we just hold the USDC? Should we go into ETH or Matic or both or one or the other? Hey, it's up to you guys. You're running the show here. We just show up and have fun.
Absolutely. And speaking of running the show, let's take a look at what the community voted last week to enter into the wiggle to win.
Yes, let's do that. I had one quick thing, and I want to see if it's still here, because I want to say there was a question that popped up that might need a little bit of clarification, and I'm trying to find it.
I like questions.
It was one that Smiley Girl had.
Was
Did
it
you
in
see
the
that one?
Discord?
Yeah.
Do you remember what room it was in?
No, that's what I was just looking for. And the reason I wanted to ask you directly is because maybe some other people have some questions. And oftentimes, guys, we think that we explain everything well, but there may be some pieces we leave out. We just assume everybody knows. And so if you do have questions, definitely jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord. Ask your question, whether it's about crypto projects, it's about electricity, whatever it is. We've got some great people who try and help you.
I found it.
You found it? Okay.
Yeah. She had asked, she said, sorry, this is probably a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. But are all the individual assets in the KKF on Polygon? So if I want to look up their individual charts, I should be looking at the pools on Polygon? Thanks. Yes, that is correct. So if one of the index funds within our holdings here on Rags to Riches is on a particular network, all of the assets are also going to be on that network. And you can actually, I'm trying to think if you can see which pool it's interacting with. Let me check real quick.
Sure.
I don't think so.
Okay. And for those who don't know, on the voting poll, you see this a lot, the low, medium, high risk. So your Kier Crew fund right here, that is your low risk, and it is on the Polygon mainnet. Your medium risk is your ARB Kier Crew fund, and that's on the Arbitrum network. And then your high risk is labeled high risk, and it also runs on the Polygon mainnet. So those are the two blockchains you have to worry about for the assets. Now, of course, if you've got an asset that's running on, say, the high risk, it may not have a representation over on the Arbitrum network, and vice versa. So although Ethereum has a representation everywhere, some of these will not. So make sure you know the assets you're researching as you start diving into these.
Yep, absolutely. And for those particularly, it's going to be routed through Paraswap. So it would be whatever the main pools that Paraswap has access to, which I believe is the ones that are going to have the best liquidity depth for it. Those are the pools that it routes through.
Okay. Sounds good.
When you're looking at the asset on that network, you would look at whichever liquidity pool has the largest depth, because that's what it will route through.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, Smiley, great question. And as Cyril said, there are no such things as stupid questions. So, guys, that's what we're here for. There's some things I learn from your guys' questions, because sometimes I never think about the questions. Like, that's a good question. Let me go find out, because I don't know. So I have to learn too. So, yeah, anytime you have a question, a comment, a concern, hey, share it in the Down Home Crypto Discord, because that's how we can all learn together. Okay. So speaking of, let's learn together exactly what you guys voted for, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. Drum roll, please. The winner is Ethereum for blue chip today. It was close. 9 and 11. Man, you guys were neck and neck between BTC and Ethereum.
Nice.
So, and then in DeFi world, we've got the Kier Crew Fund low risk. Back to blue chips.
Okay. Well, it's a good time to DCA into blue chips, considering how much the market has shed recently. And KKF has held up better than the other blue chip indexes that I see there on the Cassandra platform. And I noticed it's because of the gold in there acting as that anchor, because gold has been going up because people are a little more worried about inflation and what that's going to look like for the dollar when stuff starts going downhill.
Exactly. And yeah, that's one of those things, when war breaks out, when all these things happen and the sky starts falling, physical assets like gold, they still hold their worth. And oftentimes they go the exact opposite of the crypto space. It's really wild how that works.
Yep. Gold's a great hedge.
Absolutely. And guys, like I said before, when you go in and cast your vote, if you put something on there that we've never seen or maybe isn't real popular or mainstream, make sure to go into the Discuss the Vote channel and share some information. Because I saw right here somebody voted for FUD. Okay, I have no idea what FUD is, but I'm sure it's something out there. I'd love to know about it and learn about it. So whoever that was, I threw a post in Discord. It's like, hey, throw some links. Give us some information on that because we'd love to learn more about it.
I believe it was Billy who added that, actually.
Okay.
And I don't know, Billy, you want to tell him?
It's a meme coin.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess it's a meme coin.
Fair enough. Is it something that has use cases or something? Can we get some links? So, I mean, if it has an actual practical use like Doge, hey, maybe it's the next Doge and we don't know it. If you know something we don't, man, I'd love to hear about it.
All right, well, there you go, Billy. You got to post some links in the Discord. You added it to the list, but you forgot to post the links, and we don't know.
All right.
Right.
We could be missing out on a golden opportunity here. Who knows?
Exactly.
No, just kidding. It's fine.
Anywho.
So, anyway, yeah, I mean, right now, guys, the world is changing, and we've talked about this time and time again. This bull market is going to be very, very different. We've got ETFs. We've got big corporations getting involved. Now we got Hong Kong, who bans crypto, is getting in on ETFs. So the truth is nobody has a clue what this next bull run is going to look like. This is where you need to be practicing your strategic investing principles, run with the rules of solvency, risk management, and don't get emotional. Be wise and logical.
Yep, and it's why you want to break how much you're putting into things into small pieces, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing your speculative plays, because again, we don't know what this bull run's going to look like. We don't know what the market's going to do here. Yes, while the past doesn't repeat, it often rhymes. The lyrics have changed, right? So follow the plan, be strategic with it. Spread your stuff out on your speculative plays. Make sure you don't marry those bags that are going up and that you're strategically taking profits, even if you hope it's going to keep going, right? Do it anyway, and you'll do all right.
Absolutely. Well said. And for those who are looking for that little bit of extra alpha, now, I'm sure those of you in the family channel who clicked the join down below, became a VIP family member or a family member, has already seen the postings I put out. When I drop down a rabbit hole and I start mining this crypto, and I start doing this and that nobody's heard about yet, I always make sure to post that information in the family channel and the VIP family channel. So if you want in on that, make sure to click the join button down below, decide to become one of those family members, and get in on the early info.
Secret alpha, secret alpha, through the channel, secret alpha.
I like it. Well, I'm working on a... Good. I'm working on another one, and hopefully going to get that running tomorrow. And once I do, I'll put the same directions in there and see if it's worth something. But I always try and keep you guys alerted what I'm doing and where it's going.
And we appreciate that, and I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Freaky Friday. And we'll see you next week. And I do want to, thank all of those who tuned in tonight, who will be listening later. And I'm going to leave you with a little tip, a life tip, not an investment tip. It's something simple, but something that will have a profound impact on the way that you interact with your significant other or people that you may be pursuing. If you want to pay a woman a genuine compliment that she will appreciate, compliment something that she had choice over. Compliment her hairstyle, her shade of lipstick, her outfit, her shoes, purse, something she had choice over. And I promise you, it will be a compliment that is taken in a positive way and not in a way that comes across as creepy.
It's good advice. It's easy to cross that creepy line real quick.
Yes.
So
just something they had choice over.
Perfect.
And
I love it.
reverse goes if you want to compliment your man, right?
Yes.
Don't, compliment something he had choice over, or something, if you want it to be more impactful for a man, something that he worked hard to accomplish.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I think that's great advice just in life. And as you guys know, here on Down Home Crypto, we're all about financial, educational, and just life growth. So whatever it is, whatever journey you're on, hey, hop to the Down Home Crypto Discord, because I guarantee somebody in there is probably on a similar journey. Partner up. Let's have some fun together. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. As always, the only thing I ever ask is, hey, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and tell your friends about us, because we'll be here every week trying to educate, entertain, and make sure that you are on the right road to financial freedom. So I'll see you all tomorrow for Freaky Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everybody.
Take care. See ya.